And we are jumping over the Atlantic. Music-wise, this one is quite interesting. You think you should tell me or tell the viewers what you thought about this when you heard it the first time?
Well, honestly, or well, to be honest, when I heard it the first time, I was like, all right. I knew Joachim had done some funny things earlier that, you know, worked. But this was like, okay, what is this? Are you really serious? When he told me about the idea to mix kind of spaghetti western soundtrack music with heavy metal, I was kind of skeptic. All of us were.
I think we all were pretty skeptic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and it's really weird at the first when you listen to it, because for me, being, you know, the newest member in Sabaton, that's like one of the first song I heard.
Yeah.
and for real, I was thinking like, whoa, what is this? And then, you know, you get into it, you hear the chorus and everything, you know, it's like,
Makes sense.
hands down, because
Hands
I thought
down,
it's
really.
super cool, and
Well,
it turned out really cool.
It's really only, I think, the intro that fools you and tricks you.
Yeah.
You know, and sets the mood. Because as soon as the song starts, aha, proper heavy metal, proper Sabaton.
And then everything makes sense with the lyrics and all, because it kind of...
That story is actually also really cool.
Yeah, this is a song, you know, the story is almost too good to be true. We talked about, I had this idea mixing, you know, almost spaghetti western, you know, soundtrack music with heavy metal. And all of a sudden, you know, we had a big problem when we were looking at, okay, what kind of hero would fit into this? Then it turns out there's an American called Audie Murphy. I'm not even gonna start, you know, explaining what he did. Google him. You know, he did so much, and he's the most decorated soldier in World War II, fighting for America. And insane stuff he did. But, you know, he wrote a book called To Hell and Back, like the song, when he came back, describing his experiences in the war. And he played himself in a Hollywood production, a movie, about himself. And then after that, he became a major Western movie Hollywood star. So
Everything makes sense.
it makes perfect sense, and it wasn't really, you know, planned that way. And then when we are sitting down looking at the, you know, the story, me and Pat are sitting, I think this is late night, I can't remember, a bunch of months ago anyway, and we found out he wrote poetry as well. And I mean, the chorus starts out, crosses grow on Anzio, where no soldiers sleep and where hell is 6 feet deep. That's actually from his poetry he wrote about his experiences. So a big part of our lyrics has been very much inspired, or actually sometimes fit perfectly with the melody. So in a sense, he was a part of writing that song. So it was meant to be. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Under fire he carried them out one by one. There and back again, bullets all.
The song, The Ballad of Bull, I think it started when we were traveling to America, or returning from America. You played it for us for the first time. We were sitting at an airport restaurant, and you had the idea and brought the speakers and or the headphones, and like, listen to this. And there was only you and piano, and you were humming like,
Yeah, I had
singing.
a really bad cold when I recorded that, so I had no voice at all.
So it sounded pretty funny, but you could easily hear that this has a great potential. But then it took a long time until we actually knew how the song's gonna be in the end, because we didn't know, is it gonna be like, is it gonna be any guitars at all, or is it just gonna be piano? Are there gonna be any big choirs or anything? So it took until very late until the song actually formed itself musically to what it is today.
It's quite actually, I think there's always has been somebody saying this is one of my favorite stories or one of my favorite songs, but this is actually another quite fantastic story. I mean, I do think they're all fantastic, that's why they're on the album, otherwise they wouldn't be there. But this is about an Australian guy. He's fighting in New Guinea. Oh no, he's not actually fighting, he's a stretcher bearer, so he carries wounded. And up on Mount Tambu, where they were located, the Japanese do a major pushback, and people come running down the mountains from, you know, there's total chaos. And he's Australian, and the fighting was done mostly by the Americans. So they're on top of this big hill, Mount Tambu, and he's wondering what's happening. Oh well, Japanese snipers, machine guns everywhere. You know, people are dying, and you know, well, why aren't we bringing down the wounded? No, we can't. So he himself walks up that hill, and sometime later he comes down again. You know, there's holes in his uniform, and he has one American soldier on his back. Puts him down and asks his friend, well, come on, let's help out. Story doesn't say if he got any help, but there is nothing in the story that says he got any help. He walks up again and again. 12 times he walks up that hill through enemy fire, and each time he comes down, he carries an American soldier on his shoulders. He did get a Silver Star from the American Army, a letter of thanks from Eleanor Roosevelt, and not a single medal from the Australian Army, I'm afraid. Australia, change that.
We will resist and fight, fight hard, 'cause we are all inside. We take up arms and fight, fight hard, resist and
The next song is called Resist and Bite, and this is a really tricky song actually to play. I was having such a hard time in the studio where Peter Tägtgren was sitting with a whip and whipping me almost like, dude, play! So it was kind of tricky, but it's a really powerful song, and I think it's gonna be a really cool live song. That's a live song for sure. And I don't know, it's a really cool song. It's a powerful song, yeah.
There's another story inspired by fans, this time coming from Belgium, and the theme "Resist and Bite" comes from their motto, and it's the only like frontal unit that were fighting in World War II, sent to protect the Belgian border, and they were actually told to go back a little bit, but they never got the message, so they stood and they were protecting the border at all costs, and they were fighting on they were few in numbers, only 40 of them, but fighting against a long line against the invading force. During this, a lot of their invading force were surprised and shocked that there has to be a lot of people here. So when they finally got them, after all the ammunition was gone and they couldn't go anywhere, like the German captors, they asked them, where are the others? There has to be more. And they were just laughing, well, sorry, this is just all of us. And a lot of people were shocked that so few could do that much.
with the bounty on his head, the Red Army wants him dead. Soviet enemy #1. Cross of Mannerheim, addicted to the...
Alright, the next song is called Soldier of Three Armies, and this song is actually a song that you and I wrote together.
Yes.
It's about a Finnish hero.
Finnish hero. Actually, he was a soldier of three armies, as the title, almost
Gives away.
gives away. Yeah. I remember it was actually Tobbe who had. I think you were doing a video blog or something.
Yeah, I was doing some guitar and intuitional stuff.
And there was a riff there. I said, "Dude, that's perfect." And
one funny thing is that I actually read some comments about that. You should put that in a song on the new album. And then you come up to me and say, "Hey, let's put this in a new song."
I was the one who wrote that. No,
It wouldn't surprise me.
no, it's actually about a Finnish soldier called Lauri Törni, and he actually starts out obviously, in the Winter War, Soviet Union attacks. He does quite a few really remarkable things on the front there, and not only that, he rises in rank, he becomes an officer and receives a medal. Then at a certain point, Finland, being the small country it is forced to sign a peace treaty or ceasefire with the Soviet Union. All of a sudden, tide of war changes and Germany and Soviet Union are no longer allies anymore. So this guy hates the Soviet Union so much because of what they did to Finland. He actually goes to the SS and starts fighting for them. He rises to become an officer and receives a medal. Quite interesting. So that's two armies.
But it doesn't stop there.
It does not stop there. After this, he goes to prison. He was pardoned, and he goes to America. He changes his name to Larry Thorne, and he is a part of the starting of the Special Forces Green Berets. He rises to officer again, and are awarded with medals from 3 armies. And he actually dies in Vietnam on a special operations mission for the Green Berets. It's probably still classified. I didn't manage to find out what it was about. But he's buried on Arlington Memorial outside of Washington. And his tombstone says Larry Thorne instead of Lauri Törni. But it's quite interesting.
This is the Finnish spirit, that we all hear about in ice hockey and stuff. Sisu.
Sisu, yeah. Never give up.
It makes me proud because I have Finnish ancestry, so it's a special song for me. Man.
You have to leave the band now.
Or more.
No, it's
3 strings.
it does show quite a bit about their, fighting ability. I would not want to mess with Finnish people.
No.
Also, I have to mention one thing on this song is it's a brilliant guitar solo done by Tobbe, and I hate you and I love you for this song because it sticks to your brain. It really sticks to your brain. So listen to it.